Hi, Suzanne. It's Boris.
Hi.
Okay.
You know what? This makes me think of the panic in the Jaws story, except that, this panic is much more widespread because it covers the whole world and not just one beachfront town.
Yeah, I can see that. Some parallel you can make. I can see that.
Yeah, well, it's also a shame that one minute we're told to take a walk for our health and get some exercise, and then the next minute we're told the instant we step out of our doors, we put ourselves at risk.
Well, I don't know. I think you should go outside and enjoy the sun.
Did I miss anything?
No, I just said it's probably good for you to go outside for a walk and get some sun.
Yeah, I heard you say that, but then I had to turn away and cough. I thought you might have been still talking.
No, I heard you.
Yeah, okay. I got a paper in front of me listing the symptoms that I should watch out for. And so far, my breathing's perfectly normal. That's the first thing you have to watch out for.
Yeah, but you're staying inside, right? You mean?
I'm once every day except Sunday. I have to come out and get my mail, but then I go back inside, and once in a while I have to go to the bank, to the drugstore, or sometimes at Dunkin' Donuts.
Right. So I mean that's not too bad.
I'll be doing that tomorrow.
So what do you get at Dunkin' Donuts?
I get either 6 donuts or 12 donuts. They're both in boxes. Only the drive-through is open, so I have to stand to the side, away from the cars that are going through in procession, and I watch the window, and I watch for one of the employees to wave to me to come over, and then I give them my order.
I see. What kind of donuts do you like?
Oh, chocolate frosted, vanilla cream, glazed, plain, sugared.
Oh, okay. So you like a lot of.
Well, I like it. I like a few flavors. A lot of people automatically go for jelly donuts, but I really don't like the consistency of the jelly. It could ooze out. Cream-filled are better. The consistency of the cream filling is thicker than that of jelly.
So it's something like Boston cream?
Well, Boston cream is chocolate covered with a kind of custard filling. That's not quite the same thing as whipped vanilla cream.
I see. So do you like that or no?
I prefer the vanilla cream over custard.
I see. But you like frozen custard.
Oh yeah, sure. But I don't know how many stores that normally sell it will still be selling it during the summer. When I go to the Dunkin' Donuts, I pass a McDonald's first. Now, the last time I did that, I went over to the drive-in window and asked the attendant, were they still serving the ice cream cones, frozen custard cones? And she said, no, not now. They'll probably resume selling products that they're not selling now once the quarantine is lifted.
Well, it's also a summer product, no? I mean, they don't sell ice cream in the winter, do they?
McDonald's does.
Oh, they do?
Normally, it sells frozen custard cones all year round. The only flavor that you can get, though, is vanilla.
Oh, okay. I haven't been to McDonald's in probably 20 years, so I don't know what they sell.
Well, Well, you were born overseas, but didn't some make their way to your homeland before you immigrated?
When I was growing up there, they didn't have any of the. Now they do, but back then they didn't have any fast food. And I don't eat fast food anyway, so it wouldn't make any difference to me. So is that most of your diet, or are you trying to eat a little better than that?
Oh, I eat better than that.
So that's your occasional treat?
What, fast food?
Right, because you mentioned Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's. I know you like Arby's.
I go to Arby's for roast beef sandwiches. Now that's not the same thing as a dessert item such as frozen custard.
No, I mean that I guess in the bigger picture, that's not a bad choice, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I always get a load of Arby's sandwiches at a time, but I eat only one a week.
I see. So, but I mean, you have to be careful. You have to eat better than that.
Of course.
So, what do you like to make? Do you cook anything?
I cook chicken breasts. I cook steak sandwiches. I heat up canned soup one night a week.
Okay. And what kind of food is your favorite?
Believe it or not, chicken breast is my favorite food.
Okay, well that's healthy. That's good. There's some people like Italian or Japanese or something. Do you have a favorite cuisine?
Well, when you say cuisine, are you talking about some food package from abroad, like a meal menu with several items already automatically included, associated with some foreign country?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but like some people, you ask them what their favorite food is, and they'll say, Italian food or Mexican food or whatever. So I'm just curious, do you have a favorite?
No, I don't think so.
So chicken breast would be your favorite.
Well, as long as my mother was alive and up to it, she cooked chicken breasts with brown gravy and rice. That was my favorite dinner since I was a little girl. Roast chicken breast with brown gravy and rice.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Well, nowadays the only way I get rice is in the can of soup that I eat every Thursday. I eat Campbell's chicken with rice soup.
Okay, but I mean, rice is easy to make. You can make it, I'm sure. Rice is pretty easy to make.
I used for a while, when my mother was no longer around to cook meals with rice, I would try cooking my own rice, but then I had no gravy or something to add it to.
Oh, I see. So you wouldn't eat it without gravy?
It doesn't. It tastes very bland without gravy.
I see, but you never tried any spices, any additions?
There are some spices and additions that are normally used, but I don't like the taste of them.
I see. Do you like any vegetables?
Maybe spinach, but whenever I got spinach, it was always frozen in a pack, and it was chopped, and it tasted bland by itself. I had to put butter and salt on it.
Is that because of Popeye, or you just like taste of spinach?
What?
So is that because of Popeye? You know, the cartoon.
No, because of the taste of the spinach. Popeye was made as a booster for spinach, but there were flaws in the procedure because he was dependent on it in every story for temporary acquisition of strength. Also, he gulped down the whole can full at once, and then got muscles before the spinach even digested.
I see, but so you don't think that was realistic?
No.
Now, how about if you compared that to the pill that Underdog was taking?
There are pills that react quickly, sort of the same way water does in refreshing us automatically. But spinach has to digest first. Water doesn't, and neither do some kinds of medicine.
But he was taking a pill.
He took it only when he was exhausted from exerting himself from strenuous missions. I've mentioned, haven't I ever mentioned the soft drinks Gatorade or Instant Replay or Quencher?
I know what they are.
Oh, okay, they're sort of like battery rechargers. You don't just drink them off the top. They serve to recharge your batteries when you're exhausted.
But a pill would still need to be digested and go through your stomach and be broken down. You don't think so?
But the pill was just made to recharge Underdog's batteries in a flash.
Okay, but so what? How can that work? But spinach doesn't.
Spinach takes a while to digest. Pills don't take that long.
I don't really think it's about the same amount of time in real life, but then it's a cartoon. You can probably have some suspension of belief, right?
I know, but considering how inferior Underdog was made at the beginning, and all the trouble I've gone to make him more meritorious.
But what I'm saying, you can do the same. You can have the same reasoning to apply to Popeye just as well.
I just know, everyone knows from personal experience that the countless foods take time to digest, and you don't feel the results for at least several hours. That's why Popeye's becoming strong the instant he gulped down the spinach was unrealistic.
But Underdog was, because the pill was instant, in your opinion?
It was fast acting.
I see. So it wasn't a timed release pill, it was an instant release. It was an instant release pill. Like they have those time release vitamins.
Yes.
So this was the opposite?
Yes. And Underdog did not take one in every story.
I see. So he was an occasional user.
That's right.
Now, do you feel that that's kind of like using performance enhancement?
Performance in what?
Enhancement, like PEDs?
No.
And why not?
Because performance enhancers are things you don't automatically use, well, to maintain a norm. You're trying to raise your status, so to speak, higher.
So what would Underdog use the pill for then?
To recover his strength when he was worn out. His creator decided that he should tire out the way all living beings do after expending energy. The pill was a revitalizer, a recuperative.
Okay, and spinach was not.
What?
And spinach was not.
No, spinach takes a while to digest before it strengthens the body the way it's supposed to.
And do you think that's because spinach has fiber?
I'm not sure about fiber. My mother would always coerce me to eat it to get the iron.
Well, yeah, spinach supposedly has some, yeah. Okay, were there any other cartoon characters that used supplements of some sort?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, there was a superhero originated in Japan that had to use something called a beta capsule to make a transformation from his normal self. I think he was an airline pilot, to this super strong figure called Ultraman. Does that name ring a bell?
They heard of the name, but I'm not familiar with it. But they heard of the character.
Okay, well, he was created in Japan, but he was someone that had to improve himself in a hurry by taking something, pretty much the same way Popeye had to take the spinach to raise his energy level higher than normal in a split second.
Okay, so that's another character that had some help.
Yes.
Okay, so this is kind of like a whole conversation about the dietary needs of the cartoon characters.
I wish you wouldn't say cartoon characters, because Ultraman was not a cartoon. He was live action.
Oh, okay. Right.
And you also have to remember that Underdog, in having to revitalize himself in a hurry, was a superhero. So was Ultraman.
Oh, so can we call them fictional characters?
Yes.
Okay, so I stand corrected. Okay, so what else is going on?
Well, I'm worried about how much weight I may be putting on by not being at my job.
But you can probably go for a daily walk. You know, it's a nice nice weather now. You can enjoy the sun.
Yes, I thought of that, but the places I usually go to aren't that far distant, so it's not much of a walk.
Can you make a number of circles, or can you find your way around your development and extend your walk just by kind of repeating it?
No, because in the early years of my living here, I would explore the complex, but there were always some nasty kids who would call me names or even try to make trouble for me by grabbing hold of me and things.
Well, that's unfortunate. But by now, you've been living there for quite some time. People know you by now, right?
Because I'm right in front. I'm in the front of the complex, and I don't bother to go deeper into it at any time.
I see. All right. Well, maybe you can think of another way to get out and get some fresh air. It's not really good for you to sit around in an apartment all day long.
Well, I already told you tomorrow I'm taking a longer walk. First, I'm going to a diner which is directly across from the Dunkin' Donuts, and then after Dunkin' Donuts, I'm going to the bank.
I see. So are you taking takeout from the diner? What are you doing?
What?
They have a takeout at the diner?
Yes.
Because that's not open yet.
No, many restaurants and diners don't let customers into the main room anymore. All they can do is walk in and collect something to take away with them, or if they have cars, they go to a drive-through window.
I see. So what are you getting at the diner? Did you make a plan yet?
Yes.
So what's your choice?
Sorry, that's my own private business.
Oh, okay. Since we talked about food, I thought maybe you would mention. I was expecting you were going to say chicken breast, but I guess I'm wrong.
A couple. My neighbor Kathy occasionally gets me chicken breasts from the supermarket, and then sometimes I cook them right away, or if they're individually wrapped, I'll put one in the freezer still raw and cook the other one.
Well, that makes sense. You want to save one for later.
Mhm. I think I gotta go now.
All right. Well, it's nice talking to you, and I'll talk to you on Sunday.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.